The 25 Sentimo coin in this series is particularly significant because it represents the mid-range denomination of the Philippine centavo coins. By 1994, inflation had reduced the purchasing power of centavo coins, but they were still widely used for smaller transactions such as bus fares, jeepney rides, and market goods. On the obverse front of the 1994 25 Sentimo coin, one finds the portrait of Juan Luna y Novicio 1857-1899, one of the greatest Filipino painters and a hero of the Philippine propaganda movement. Luna is best known for his world-famous painting Spoliarium, which won the gold medal at the Exposición Nacional de Bellas Artes in Madrid in 1884. His works and contributions to Philippine nationalism earned him a permanent place in the country's numismatic history. His presence on the coin symbolized not only artistry but also patriotism and the pursuit of national identity during the Spanish colonial period. The reverse back of the coin features the Philippine butterfly Graphium, idaeoides, a beautiful and rare species native to the Philippines. Including this butterfly on the coin was part of BSP's effort to raise awareness of Philippine wildlife and natural treasures. It is a symbol of biodiversity and also a gentle reminder of the need to protect the nation's environment. The butterfly imagery reflected the transition to a more modern and nature-centered coin design, which was a departure from the purely political and heroic images of previous series. The coin itself was struck in aluminum bronze, giving it a golden appearance. It measured 20 millimeters in diameter and weighed around 3.6 grams. Its edge was reeded, which made it easier to distinguish by touch from other smaller centavo coins. 1994. The Philippine economy was undergoing gradual modernization under the administration of President Fidel V. Ramos. While coins like the 25 Sentimo were still minted in large quantities, their use was beginning to decline in urban areas due to inflation. However, in many rural provinces, these coins remained important for everyday purchases, such as buying vegetables, candies, and small items in local sari-sari stores. 1994 also marked the final year of the Flora and Fauna Series before it was replaced by the improved Flora and Fauna Series, 1995 to 2000, for which featured a more polished design and modified details. Because of this, the 1994-25 Sentimo coin is historically important. It represents the end of an era in Philippine coinage before the country transitioned into a new style of numismatics. Collectors today view the 1994 25 Sentimo coin as a transitional piece. While it is not particularly rare in circulated condition, well-preserved or uncirculated coins can fetch interest among numismatists, especially those collecting complete sets of the Flora and Fauna series. Coins in mint or proof-like condition are harder to find since most were used heavily in circulation during the 1990s. The 25 Sentimo coin also serves as a reminder of the Philippines. 1994 25 Sentimo coin begins long before its actual minting. To fully appreciate it, we must look back at how Philippine coinage evolved after independence. In 1946, when the Philippines gained full sovereignty after World War II, the country retained the peso system introduced during the American colonial period. Early post-war coins carried simple designs, highlighting the republic's sovereignty. But by the 1970s and 1980s, Philippine currency began to reflect stronger themes of nationalism, culture, and identity. The Flora and Fauna Series, introduced in 1983, was a bold departure from the previous Engi Bagong Lipunan coins of President Ferdinand Marcos, which were heavily political. Instead of focusing solely on national leaders and symbols of authority, the new series balanced heroes of the nation with plants and animals, unique to the Philippines. This decision reflected not just artistry, but also a growing awareness of the country's natural heritage, at a time when environmental preservation was becoming a global concern. Within this series, the 25 Sentimo coin was carefully chosen to feature Juan Luna, a man whose works gave Filipinos pride in their cultural identity. Luna was not only a painter but also a patriot, whose life intersected with the Philippine struggle for independence. His art, particularly Spoliarium, was more than an artistic triumph. It became a political statement, inspiring Filipinos to unite against colonial oppression. By placing Luna on the 25 Sentimo, the coin connected everyday transactions with the memory of a man who inspired national consciousness. The reverse side, bearing the Philippine butterfly Graphium idaeoides, may seem simple at first glance, but it was symbolic. Butterflies in many cultures represent transformation and renewal. for the Philippines in the 1980s and 1990s. This was especially relevant. The country was transitioning politically after the end of the Marcos dictatorship in 1986, moving toward democracy under President Corazon Aquino and later President Fidel Ramos. The butterfly was thus not only a nod to biodiversity, but also a subtle reflection of the country's transformation. 1994 was historically significant in Philippine coinage because it marked the final minting year of the original Flora and Fauna Series. By then inflation was eroding the practical value of centavo coins, but they still played a role in pricing goods in wet markets, jeepney fares, and small business transactions. For ordinary Filipinos, the 25 centimo was often used in combination with other coins to make exact change an essential practice in a country where every centavo mattered to working families. Economically, the Philippines, in the early 1990s, was stabilizing. Under President Ramos, reforms were introduced to modernize industries and attract investments. The coinage of the time, including the 1994 25 centimo, mirrored this modernization. Cleaner designs, durable metal alloys, and imagery that reflected both national. 2014, the Philippines had not updated its coin designs for several years. Older coins, including those from the BSP Coin Series, 1983 to 2017, were beginning to show signs of wear and were prone to counterfeiting. The BSP aimed to introduce a new series that would feature enhanced security features, national symbols, indigenous flora, durable materials. The 2014 25 centimo coin was released as part of the first wave of the NGC Coin Series. The new coins had simpler and more modern design. The year marked 2014, a clean and minimalistic layout. Juan Luna (1857 to 1899) was a Filipino painter and revolutionary. His masterpiece Spoliarium became a symbol of resistance and pride, and he was deeply involved in the Philippine struggle for independence. The reverse side of the coin shows an image of the Catmandillenia philippinensis flower, a native plant of the Philippines. The denomination 25 centimo, the official logo of the Banco Central ng Pilipinas. The catman tree produces large, attractive flowers and is a symbol of biodiversity and native pride in the archipelago. The change from brass to nickel-plated steel reflects BSP's goal to reduce production costs while maintaining coin integrity, while worth only 0.25 php. The 25 centimo coin is essential for exact transactions, especially in public transport, market exchanges, vending machines. Despite its low value, it remains in daily use, particularly among coin-operated services. Each coin in the NGC series is symbolic. For the 25 centimo, Juan Luna represents nationalism and criticized the similar appearance of lower denomination coins 1, 5, 10 due to uniform color and size. However, collectors and nationalists appreciated the modern feel and patriotic elements traded among numismatists interested in the full NGC series. The NGC series continued with future updates and remains the current circulating coinage in the Philippines. The 2014 25 centimo coin stands as a milestone of modernization and cultural celebration in Philippine currency history. The 2014 Philippine 25 centimo coin is far more than just loose change. It represents a conscious shift by the Philippines to honor its heroes, preserve its environment, and protect its economy with modern design and security. Through Juan Luna and the Catman flower, the coin embodies both the nation's storied past and its hope for a resilient future. The 25 centimo denomination has existed in various forms since the early 1900s during American colonial rule. However, its modern journey began in the 1970s, as during the Filipino and Anyi Bagong, Lipunan Abacoring Filipino heroes like Juan Luna, in brass or bronze alloys, Able Series, 1975 to 1983, reinforcing Marcos regime with updated inscriptions, BSP Series 1995-017, showcasing the BSP seal. These were mass-produced and widely circulated. The 2014 version reintroduces Juan Luna, who also appeared on older coinage, bridging historical continuity with modern aesthetics. Juan Luna is not only famous for his paintings but also for his active role in the propaganda movement. Alongside José Rizal and Marcelo H. del Pilar, he was a passionate advocate for reform under Spanish colonial rule and used his art to express nationalist sentiments. By placing him on the 25 centimo coin, the BSP highlighted the role of intellectuals and artists in shaping Philippine identity, an uncommon but powerful choice for such a low denomination, and rarely highlighted in public symbols. Its inclusion on the coin promotes ecological awareness, supports efforts to highlight indigenous plant species, emphasizes the beauty of local biodiversity. Catman is also a medicinal plant, traditionally used to treat coughs and stomach problems, tying the coin to the country's indigenous knowledge and healing practices. The 25 Sentimo coin, while small in monetary value, plays a critical role in low-value transactions.